Before we kick off this episode, I just want to let you know, I realize there are a lot of names thrown around in this series. Maybe you can keep up with it all, but I personally am bad with remembering names. So, if you ever want to refresh your memory or get some insight, I've assembled a spoiler-free glossary of names on our website. The link is in the episode description, or you can visit timetodierpg.com, click on the Eclipse show, and scroll to the bottom of the page. The names and descriptions are there in alphabetical order. Alright, on to the episode. Ivo's sponsorship contract with Jim Cronkite at Mighty Burger was put in jeopardy when he crashed his car during a race. Lacking credits and needing another car, Ivo borrowed a very expensive hot rod from a man named Gage. Together, Ivo, with his media influencer Illex, and his decal artist Lotus, and his mechanic Jason Takahashi, staked everything they had on this car and the race. But coming up on first place, Ivo crashed again.
Racer X has lost control and crashed headlong into Shelly Steel, sending both cars toppling, and here comes Jan Scooter for the lead.
With 2 major debts, 2 totaled cars, and no credits left, Ivo, Illex, and Lotus decided they would take a job from Korvo Smalley, the leader of the 6th Street gang. Do you know anybody that's gotten in with Korvo and gotten out of Korvo, and he just lets them walk?
That's the thing. Don't be the actual guy. Be Racer X, who everybody knows, including Korvo, is gonna be hard up for money to replace his shit.
Jason Takahashi scheduled them a meeting with his cousin Ricky to find out what their new job would entail. Time to Die Podcast Network presents Eclipse, Crater of Corruption. Chapter 2. Employment.
When you arrive at one bar that evening, it is packed. Everybody from the after-work crowd is in there. It's fairly rowdy. There's loud, distorted guitars on the speakers around you. And you can see that Faye and all of her employees, they're just working like crazy, and when Faye notices you guys, she'll kind of give you that upward nod, and then Jason will walk over there, and you'll see him kind of talk to Faye for a second, and then he'll wait for you guys to go into one of the back rooms, and Mikey the barback will come into the back room, and he will set a bucket that has ice and a bunch of beers in it, and he'll then walk back out.
All right. So for one, no worries. I put my phone in a bag, so it won't be hearing anything. I won't accidentally broadcast anything we don't want anywhere. So we're all good on that, I think. But yeah, have you guys given any thought of the multiple Racer X things?
So, it's gonna be me and who else?
All of us. Like, as we're doing our stuff, that way no one knows that it's us, because I don't want to put my face out there doing illegal shit.
I mean, that's great until, you know, if one of us gets caught, then it all gets linked back, you know? Like, I think maybe...
That's gonna happen either way. This adds another layer that might keep us from getting caught.
What, do we always parade around in a racer helmet?
Well, when we're doing this kind of shit, yeah.
We're not exactly all the same size. And we don't exactly all have the same voice.
I know, and that's the beauty of it, is it'll add to the mystique. Nobody will be able to know who the real Racer X is.
I'm sure a mob boss wants to do dealings with a bunch of guys that are claiming to be a single entity.
Why don't you leave that for them to decide, instead of pre-deciding it for them, okay?
If I was a mob boss, I wouldn't want to do it. I want to know who I'm doing stuff with.
Oh, and you aren't a mob boss, are you? Instead, you're a driver that's wrecked 2 cars in just as many weekends.
I've never, in my entire time on this fucking moon, heard of a mob boss working with an anonymous client. They want more than you're willing to give them. They want everything they can find out about you, because if you betray them or anything, they gotta be able to track you down and off you.
No. Most of the shadier guys I know are more don't ask, don't tell.
Exactly.
Speaking of shady guys, as soon as you say that, you see a man walks in and he has a very heavily augmented face. Like he's got cyber eyes, but they're not the realistic ones that most wealthy people would go with. There is chrome readily visible, and he's just got these 2 red dots where his eyes were, and he's wearing a couple of gold chains, and he's got on very fashionable clothes for the Collis Crater. Like he's got on like these multiple textured patterns that have these sort of like fins. Like fins are in this year. Like everything has fins on it. And he'll look at you guys and he'll say, "Hey! Looks like the party got started! Good to fucking meet you guys! Good to fucking meet you!" And he'll sit down and grab a beer out of the ice bucket. "I'm Ricky."
I'm like, "Hey man, yeah, nice to meet you too. It looks like the Cobra Commander got a record label deal."
Well, what do you mean, man? Is that some sort of a joke?
Yeah, man, I'm just messing with you, dude. I
That's
kind of like
fucking
pat him on the shoulder.
hilarious. This guy's fucking hilarious. You're fucking funny. But hey, if you meet Korvo, don't make any fucking jokes, please.
Oh yeah, of course not. Not in any of the bosses. No.
Ricky, it's an honor. Been a long time and I heard a lot about you. Why we wanted to meet today is, one, you have an in with Korvo and we'd like to talk with the man, but you know, Takahashi's does work for a lot of different races, and I don't, you know, I know he's kind of my guy, but we have a polyamorous relationship in this regard, you know. He can work on other people's cars, I don't give a fuck.
That's a really weird way to put it, man. Like, that's fucking cool, you know, I'm glad that you're, like, into that, and, you know, you do you, but that's, like, more information than I need.
He's been on some shit tonight, don't worry too much about him.
He talks a lot about polyamory, but trust me, like, he only does him. That's the only thing that's going on.
What I'm getting at is that Takahashi, he happens to know this Racer X guy, and he can do some work for him. You know, my career is kind of tanking, but I'm still interested in racing.
Wait, what the fuck is this, man? Hey, Jason, you didn't say anything about any fucking problem. You said they wanted to hear about the fucking job. And Jason,
That's what this is about, Ricky. We're trying to do a little bit of fundraising for Racer X. I mean, he's the up-and-coming racer. He came in second and only...
What the fuck are you talking to me about fucking race? I don't give a fuck about fucking race. Do you want to do the fucking job? Are we gonna fucking drink beers and talk about the fucking job? Or are you gonna talk to me about some fucking races?
Look, like I said, he's been on some shit today. Don't worry about him. Tell us a little bit about the job. Like, what kind of job is it, at least, you know? Give us a little something.
Nice and simple, man. It's fucking simple. All we need from you is some new uniforms and a fucking thumb drive with the code to give them AR access. That's it. No big deal.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a lot worse than that. That doesn't sound so bad.
You pull this off, we got way more creds in the future, man. I'm telling you.
That's obviously a positive outlook. What happens if we don't pull it off?
Well, you probably get arrested by board sec, man.
That's not so bad. I mean, it's not great, but I have a vivid imagination, and what I imagined was not good.
I guess it kind of like depends on how you go about it, because like, you know, if you go and like stick a gun in a guy's face, like he might shoot you, but you know, if you don't do that, like you're probably, you know, worst case scenario is getting fucking arrested, unless like, you know, you try and shoot at board sec, then they'll fucking kill you. But other than that, man, you'll be sort of copacetic, I would think.
Just between us, what's said at this table stays at this table. Have you ever fucked up with Korvo?
Nah, man. No. You would probably guess that he's lying to you right now.
I kind of figured. Alright, Ricky. I'm sure you know guys who have fucked up with Korvo.
Yeah, man, it's you know, it's not good, you know, like, just don't fuck it up.
100K.
Yeah, buddy.
What do we gotta do to get in the door?
What do you mean? You gotta go and get the uniforms and get the thumb drive, man.
He doesn't even want to meet with us?
Nah, dude. Plausible deniability, man. I'm just coming to have a beer with my cousin.
Interesting.
Now, you pull this off and there will be a face-to-face, if you know what I mean. Or at least what's left of his face.
Or we could just pull this off, collect our money, and go our separate ways?
Absolutely, man. And, you know, if you don't need any more money, like, yeah.
He just lets us walk. No questions asked, never worries about us telling anybody what happened.
Why would you tell on yourself?
That's a pretty good point. See, like I told you, nothing to worry about.
How much time do we have to think it over?
I kind of assumed that we would get an answer today.
Yeah, I kind of push Ivo back. I'm like, we accept, and I slam my hand down on the table.
He will shake your hand immediately and, you know,
Yeah.
dap you up and all that stuff.
Yep, I definitely do.
My man, let's drink!
Hell yeah, man. You know, pop the top and start chugging. I look back at Ivo as I'm chugging. Kind of raise my eyebrows at him.
Alright. I'm in.
Awesome, man! This is gonna be great. Like this, I'm telling you, if you pull this off, Korvo is gonna be fucking happy with you guys. And if you live in Collis, that's a man you want happy with you.
You know what? I think our luck is really starting to turn around. And I kind of like put my hands behind my head and just like lean back and smile. And then I remember we're on stools, and so I almost overbalance and fall down.
So you would find yourself back at the garage. At this point, I think that that Lotus and Jason have done a pretty good job of sanding all of the logos and things off of the vehicles, and so they're, you know, just metal colored, and they don't really look like much of anything at this point. And so you're starting to feel pretty comfortable. Things are seeming to kind of go your way, you know, like it seems better.
I'm gonna swing through the door and throw my coat across the room and then say, you guys said I was the risk taker.
Well, you kind of did, like, take that risk and destroy the car and put us in this position, so, like, you know.
And I've taken a lot of flack for it, and now you're going off and doing the same thing. We don't even have time to think about this. You're just slamming your hand on the table and saying we accept.
Yeah, that's because we don't have time, Ivo. like, we want to show Gage that we're working to get his money back before Thursday so he doesn't steal our knees or something.
We're gonna get this done. Then we're gonna bring the news and the money to, well, like, at least get the car fixed or something. Bring something to have on the line for when we talk to Gage. And then that's Thursday. And then by the weekend, get you in some sort of car and moving. And yeah, start to dig ourselves out of this trench.
Do you know where to steal new used suits? Because I sure don't.
Well, let's see. Where would New You suits be? They would be at New You or at the cleaners. I would say the best place for us, at least, to acquire one is probably at some sort of cleaner.
Cleaners, that's interesting.
You know, all these big corporations, they use, like, the big corporate accounts to, like, you know, they put their shit in a van. It gets driven down to the cleaners. We just gotta find out, you know. I could do some legwork and talk to some people, try to find out where they get their shit done. The thing I'm worried about is, like, this thumb drive thing. Like, where the fuck do we even start with something like that?
I mean, once we have the uniforms, we might be able to break in and get it. I mean, I don't know exactly where they'd keep it, but they'd probably have some sort of, like, IT department that would have it, right?
Hashi, you know any IT guys?
No, man.
I mean, I do know Sketch. I don't know if he knows anything about that shit, but I could always call him.
Oh, I forgot you were friends with the nerd. He's a hacker, ain't he?
Yeah, and he's kind of hacked at me right now, but, you know, I'm sure we can patch things up. This hasn't been the only rough spot we've been in.
Well, he's got to know something or have connections. It's a good place to start as any. I kind of feel bad, you know. You're doing all the legwork. You're talking to him. You're talking to cleaners.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to do the whole thing with the Racer X. That's how I bring my notoriety up. That's how I build up my brand. Is I gotta have something to, you know, bring to the people.
So I'm just gonna sit back and twiddle my thumbs, or what? Well, I mean, is there anything you need from me?
Well, once I get the info, then you're gonna be the one that has to do a lot of the business end, so to speak.
Yeah, I've done a bang-up job of that. Alright, well, I'll just wait to hear back from you and see what you find, I guess.
Hey, Lotus, want to ride with me?
Yeah.
I figure that, you know, bringing you along might make Sketch not, like, you know, bust my balls so bad.
Yeah, I'll be your enforcer, don't worry, bud.
Alright, man, let's get going. I think we can catch the next train.
Let's ride.
After they leave, Ivo, your AR will ring, and it is Hannah Sato.
Hey, what's going on?
I found a thing I wanted to show you if you had a minute, maybe tonight or tomorrow. I don't work tomorrow.
Oh, I might be home late. I'm not sure yet. Well, you know, I'm not doing anything right now. Where are you?
I'm at home.
I could... fuck, I don't have any money. Well, if I walk, I could be there in, I don't know, an hour or so.
Alright, I'll run and grab a bottle and something to eat.
Nice.
And she'll hang up. About an hour later, you will be making your way through the long hallway of the mega building, all of the various vending machines yelling their slogan pitches at you as you're going past and calling you directly by name, and you arrive at Hannah's door.
Knocks.
It'll open up, and she'll be at the table, and she'll be getting some food ready. She sets out 2 plates and says, "Come on in, sit down."
You know, I've been thinking about what you said about looking after my pod.
That's why I called you, actually.
What is it?
Have you seen this? And she will send over a news article on your AR, and it will be an article about the company New You and how they have basically perfected the ability to catch your consciousness as you pass. And they're working on cloning technology in order to basically allow people to take their consciousness and transfer it into a cloned body.
Huh.
What do you think?
You think I should take my pa and put him in a younger body?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I thought... I'm sorry, it was stupid. I just thought maybe it would be, you know, a chance for him to maybe see you, you know, you win some races and get big like you always said you were going to.
They done any testing with this? What happens if you know, you got an old mind, you get in a youthful body, and you get an even older mind? You get 80 and you take a 40-year-old body and it reaches 80 and then you're what, 120 or...
It was stupid. I don't know, I got excited about it. I'm sorry.
I want to skim read through the article and see if it says anything about long-term testing.
Absolutely not.
I want to skim through the article and see if anything is listed about cost.
It is incredibly expensive, but it does say that they're hoping that with changes to their production methods and production line, that they can hopefully bring down the cost in the coming future. It doesn't say. You would estimate, though, that this is in the maybe 1 billion credits, somewhere around that neighborhood.
You know, I don't want to be a dick or anything. It's an interesting thing to consider, but one, I can't afford this shit, and two, my pa, his mind isn't all it used to be, you know? He's not always completely there, and I don't know, is he just gonna have big biceps and dementia?
Yeah, no, that's a valid point. I'm not certain that it was really meant for the elderly. I think that the main use case is for people with terminal illness that maybe didn't get to experience the fullness of life.
Also, are they just, what, growing these bodies from DNA or some shit?
It would appear that they're, using some sort of, I would guess, like an artificial uterus to grow them? I'm not really sure, to be honest with you.
Oh, brave new world. So, I talked to the guys. If you don't mind me changing subjects, this has been on my mind all the way home, because I don't really know how you're gonna feel about it. Do you know the name Korvo Smalley?
Yeah. Like, you can't live in Collis and not know his... Why?
Well, we sort of agreed to take a job for him.
You need to unagree now.
Well, that's what I was saying, but I don't know. It all happened so fast. Illex was laying his hand on the table and saying we accept, and Lotus seemed to be on board with it, and it's 100,000 credits.
That's nice, but
it's not even a bad job. We just gotta steal some suits from New You, and then work on some tech stuff. I don't know all the details. Illex is working on that.
Ivo.
They're not gonna miss him, and it's not like we gotta kill anybody.
Ivo, if they thought it was easy, why did they ask you to do it?
Well, maybe their higher-ups have more important things to do. You know, this is just grunt work. They just hire street level...
Ivo, think. Use your head. Why would they ask you to do it if it was so easy? And she will send another article to your AR, and it will be about the New You security guard. And you'll notice that they are outfitted with these retractable claws in their hands. They are augmented to be able to jump higher, run faster, take more punishment than your average human. New you. Be better than you.
I know it's not great, but we don't have a lot of options here. I mean, the clock is ticking. I gotta pay Gage back for the car. I gotta pay Cronkite back for the car. He wants me racing this weekend. We're kind of under the gun here.
I get it. I get it.
I told you it wasn't gonna be good. That's why I thought maybe you and my pa should disassociate from me. You know, just for a while at least.
I mean, your next door neighbor, Ivo, I'm not gonna wave when I see you in the hall?
I would probably get a new place to stay, and,
Where the fuck? I'm locked into this lease. Ivo, I can barely afford this fucker.
No, you don't gotta move. I would move, and we can try and change the records to say that I live another city over. I don't care, or something.
Do what you gotta do, Ivo. But I'm worried about this.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Lotus and Illex. Sketches in one of the mega buildings in a couple boroughs over, and when you finally make your way up through these crowded hallways that, again, still have all these vending machines screaming at you as you're walking past them, and...
Illex, your live streams are great. Why not promote them with King One? DM us and we'll start.
You press the buzzer to ring the doorbell, and you hear some, muffled talking, and then as the doors open, you hear, "Shut up, Mom, it's my friend!" And Sketch will look at you, and he's got his AR humming. You can see that he's looking at different things while he's talking to you, and while he's doing this, because of the soft glow that's in his eyes at the moment. He's relatively unclean. His hair is messy at this point. He looks as though he hasn't showered in a couple of days, and he's covered in the dust of what you would assume is some cheese-flavored chip or puff or something like that, and he'll say, "You got a lot of nerve showing up here."
Well, I had to. You weren't responding to any of my messages.
You said it was a sure thing.
Well, it was pretty fucking sure until the last 30 seconds. He was right there. Right there. Like some loose piece of gravel or something just made the difference there.
So what do you need?
Well, we're working on digging our way out of this, and I just had a couple of questions about something. Have you ever heard of a AR code protocol, like thumb drive sort of thing? Like something they would have at, say, New You Security or New You Corporation or something like that.
All those fucking security places have different algorithms so that you can just open the doors and go in without, getting blasted to dust.
Do you happen to know, where those things would be kept and what they would look like?
Under lock and key, of course. Stupid.
Well, of course, man, but where would the lock be that we would have to get a key for, that we would have to go in there to get the thing from?
I don't know, probably with some fucking executive or some shit.
Really? All the way to that level?
I don't know, I don't work at fucking New You.
I just thought that you would at least be the first person to ask, because, you're like a whiz with all this stuff. I don't know how you know all the stuff that you know.
Well, I spend a lot of time in the CLC. I'm sort of a celebrity.
Yeah, exactly. Which, that's another thing. I've been thinking of broadening some horizons with that Racer X thing. Tell me what you think of this. We start making more of them. Like, start, like, from the ground up, like, showing a picture of one here, picture of one there, and I keep on, like, building up this story bigger and bigger, and then, like, it makes, like, a movement, you know? Think that could work?
Sort of like a Spartacus thing.
Yeah!
I mean, maybe. But you'd need a lot of concerted effort.
Well, you know me, I'm very concerted.
You're something, all right. So what do you need from me?
Well, it was mainly that information, like, maybe if you could, like, I don't know, like, do your whiz thing and go through, maybe get into new use systems, find out exactly where we would need to go to get one of these things?
I'm gonna need an access algorithm.
Access algorithm. Let me write that down. And where would we get one of those?
From the fucking blockchain or from an executive, of course. Stupid.
Alright. So, like, do you think that there'd be a way to get one of these things from an executive without them knowing it?
Yeah, if you were their fucking kid or something.
If I, what?
If you were their fucking kid or something.
I still didn't catch that.
Look, I think we can figure something out.
Anyways, man, it's been nice seeing you. Say hey to your ma for me.
So long, Illex.
Alright, man. Next time I call you, call me back, bro, or at least pick up the phone. I love you, man. And I go and give him a hug.
He'll kind of like squirm under it.
As we walk out the apartment building where Sketch is at, I'll turn to Illex and say, hey, Illex, go on ahead of me back to the garage. There's something I gotta do quick.
Yeah, sure. No problem. I go and kind of pat him on the shoulder and then get moving.
And I will start to call my dad.
So Lotus, your AR would blink a couple of times, and it says that it's trying to connect you with Hans Circa, and immediately there is a CGI face of a woman, and you already know that this is one of those AI secretaries, and it goes,
Hans Circa, how can I help you?
Can you patch me through to the old man, please?
Mr. Circa is quite busy right now. Let me see if he has a moment.
she just kind of like almost like a TV screen when in the old days when you would have to, you know, do the tracking with the VCR. You know what I mean? She kind of just moves a little bit, and then she goes,
Andy, your father will speak to you in 10 minutes. Please wait.
Sure, I'd love to.
And then the girl from Ipanema starts playing, but a very slow jazz version of it. And then after exactly 10 minutes, your father appears on your AR screen, and he looks annoyed. You can see that there's wood chips on him. You would assume that he's probably been in the basement planing wood or something like that. And he says, Andy, how can I help you today?
Oh, it's great to talk to you, Dad. Haven't seen you in a while. Looks like you're still keeping up with that boating project.
I'm doing quite well, thank you for asking, Andy. Now what can I do for you?
So, here's the deal. One of my buddies just got employed at New U. His birthday's coming up, and I know the company's not gonna do anything, but I want him to make him feel welcome there, so I was hoping I could get in and maybe leave like a card or a balloon or something for him, you know. Do you happen to still have your old ID badge or security card, anything like that?
Now, Andy, we both know that it would be very bad if you were to get caught with my ID card inside of New U.
Yeah, so I just won't get caught. No problem.
Well, if you're going to focus on not getting caught, perhaps you could do something for me while you're in there.
Just kind of under his breath. I fucking knew it. Yeah, of course. What is it what you need?
I need what's called a hive. The hominid incubation vessel. You get me the blueprints, and we'll call it even. Maybe I'll even knock a little bit off of what you owe me.
That sounds like it's gonna be quite a task. You know where they're keeping that bad boy? Or how big it is, or...
You just need the code, the blueprints.
Oh, okay.
It's not very large.
Right. Yeah. Well...
If I knew where they were keeping it, Andy, I would just stroll in, stick it a thumb drive, and take it myself.
Right. Yeah, I can... figure something out. I can make that happen for you. Dad?
Why don't you stop on by the house tomorrow morning? I'll have Lucinda have the card ready for you.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'll be there bright and early.
Should I have her make us breakfast as well?
I don't think it needs to be that long of a visit.
Perfect. Well, I'll be in the basement when you arrive, and just have Lucinda give you what you need, and you can be on your way.
Great. Perfect.
He'll hang up.
Lotus turns around and kicks the nearest wall and goes, Motherfucker! God damn. Okay.
I'm guessing it, didn't go very well, did it?
Oh, God, sorry, I thought you already had it out.
No, I'm literally standing beside you the whole time.
When I have to deal with him, I get a little into my own head. Sorry about that. No, technically went fine. Dealing with him is like getting all of your teeth pulled at once.
I think they offer that service there. Like, they'll replace them with teeth that never go bad.
Yeah, probably.
Anyways, are we gonna get the stuff? Do we have access to... And for one, I didn't even know your dad worked there. Like, you could have told us that, like, way back in the garage.
Well... So, he kind of does. He doesn't actually, like, work there. He just gets paid. He sold out a while ago, and they offered him pretty much like, you get paid every month, and we don't have to pay you as much up front. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just goes in and collects a paycheck for the most part, but...
What the hell, man? Can he hook us up with one of those kind of gigs?
You don't want one of those gigs.
Let me check my bank account real quick. Yeah, I fucking do.
I mean, if you have a, massive corporation that knew you sees as a threat, I'm sure you can get one of those gigs easy. Till then, you're stuck slumming it as much as I am.
Alright, so, how's this gonna work out? What do we gotta do?
Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna pick up the security card from him. Well, one of his butlers, I guess. And then we just need to, take it back to Sketch. He'll do his thing, and then we can head on in, and then we just need to find blueprints for something.
It's gonna be a big day tomorrow, then.
Yeah, it's kind of pushing it tight, but at least we'll have something, right?
I hope so.
I mean, if we don't, then we'll be in security's hands, I guess. Maybe then we'll be safe. Probably not, but...
That's one way to look at it.
Always look on the bright side, Illex.
Yeah, it'll at least make for a great story, and maybe I can become famous that way. Anyways, I guess let's head back to the garage and meet up with Ivo.
Yeah, I guess you should probably fill him in about it too.
So, Ivo, as you're wandering the streets of Collis Hills, you, like earlier this morning, noticed that Borgsec has been closing down various areas, and there is no one to be found. So obviously you don't go that direction because nobody wants to be near Borgsec. But as you're walking under one of these nearby bridges, you see that there are a group of people that are sort of gathered around, and they're shouting at this man who is up on this soapbox. And this man is, he's probably a little bit younger than your father. He's got this scraggly sort of beard that hangs down just past his collarbones, and he's got this sort of wild look in his eyes, and he's got a very old AR tech. Like, it's so old that you can actually see the protrusion near his temple by his right eye, and he starts shouting, "One day soon, one day, you will find that the Engram will bless you. She has done it once before. Mara takes, and she blesses those who are in need. Those who want need only ask. And if you are deserving, you shall receive. The Engram is good." And you see some of the people in the crowd shout out, various affirmations, and a couple other people are like, "This is bullshit, man. You're full of fucking shit, man. There's no such fucking thing, man." And he looks at one of these naysayers and he says, "You will see the light one day. You will see it. And if you do not, when the revolution comes, you will be left behind."
I'm assuming it's tightly packed in the central ring, and then it kind of scatters around the outside edge.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think I want to approach one of the scattered outside edge people and say, "The fuck is this?"
It's Mara, man. That's Thelonious. He got blessed once, man. Like, that, Mara gave him 100,000 creds. He had nothing in his bank account, and then like Thelonious, he said that he prayed and was on the message boards on the CLC talking about his predicament, and then like, man, she just fucking gave it to him.
Oh. I should have known it was Engramites. I've seen them on CLC, and the shit that they do is crazy.
Hey, man, like, I'm just, trying to keep an open mind and stuff, man, because, like, nobody here is doing well, man, and so, like, if somebody wants to, bless up in the account, I'm not gonna say no, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not necessarily gonna, get on a soapbox and start yelling at folks and shit, but...
Yeah, I'm so sure there's a lot of success stories. You know anybody that's actually prospered from being a fucking Engramite?
Not really, I guess. Like, I haven't really been following Thelonious around for too long, though. But like, I mean, you hear the rumors. Like, that shit can't come from nowhere, right?
You should follow them on there's some, like, these groups on CLC that post different videos that they find about these people, and some of the shit they do is crazy. Like, I've seen violent altercations. I've seen, like, the promises that they make are so absurd. Like, you're gonna get all this wealth and prosperity. It's a con artist is what he is, standing on his soapbox.
I don't know, man. Like, I do know some people that Thelonious is, like, giving some creds to, though. Go ask him.
What do you mean, just handing him out?
I mean, you know, if you got a situation, yeah, he's given people creds before, man.
Yo, I got a situation. Yo, if he's handing out creds, fuck it. I'll go take some creds. I don't give a shit. Doesn't mean I'm gonna, buy into his bullshit, but hey, free money's free money.
Are you gonna try and start pushing your way forward?
There's a mixture of curiosity and amusement that's gonna drive me forward. But I mean, if he really is handing out free money, fuck it.
The old man says it. And now for the moment you have all been waiting for. And you see his eyes start to do that glow as he meets his gaze with a few people, and you hear one person go, "Yo, man, he just gave me 100 fucking creds, bro!" And another woman also exclaims out that, she just received 100 creds, and he locks eyes with you for a second, Ivo, and you find 100 creds in your account as it transfers over.
I hear the notification ding, and I open my AR screen, and I say, "The fuck?"
Mara's blessing be upon you.
I'm gonna nudge the guy next to me and say, "Hey, you know how he does this shit? I just saw some credits drop into my account. I don't even know how he got my info."
Me too, man. I am not so sure how this happened, but I am not going to look horse gift in mouth.
I don't want to hook a horse gift in the mouth, but this is fucking weird. Is he some kind of hacker?
He claims he is sent by some sort of god code or something. They call Mara.
Are there any other leadership positions around this guy, or is he running solo right now?
It would appear that he's running solo right now.
I'd kind of like to stick around until things die down a little bit and see if I can catch him when he's packing up.
Okay. It takes probably a good 30 or 45 minutes of, new people kind of shuffling to the front and him handing out credits and things like that. And, but eventually people start to disperse.
What's the buying power of 100 credits?
Not a ton, but you're definitely not going to starve over the next week or so like you were going to before with the zero balance in your bank account.
You think I could buy like a week of groceries?
Oh, definitely. Not like top shelf, like you're not going to be able to get all fresh ingredients or anything like that, but if you're going to get, like meat replacements and various dehydrated things and stuff like that, you'll be A-okay.
Once the crowd starts to disperse a bit, I'm gonna try to approach him and say, "Thanks for the credits there."
Do not thank me. Thank our emissary, Mara.
Yeah, Mara. She just decided to bestow that shit upon me, huh?
She was very for the people. Would be a way to describe her.
Yeah. Hey, you recognize me at all?
Should I?
Yeah, maybe, if you follow racing at all.
I do not.
Alright then. So why'd you pick me out of the crowd? I assumed that was maybe the case, but it was a random chance, huh?
All who look weary will be blessed by Mara. I am but a conduit.
Thanks a lot. I was just curious. How'd you get my account info to deposit those credits?
Mara works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, right. So is there more credits? Is there some way I can, tap into her bounty and her generosity? Or I'm in a little bit of a tough spot, so I was just curious if maybe there was some sort of payment plan thing that I could, I don't know if it's an exchange of goods or I gotta do some sort of community service or what. But I'm open to it.
She watches and sees all. Those who are worthy and truly in need will receive her blessing.
So basically I just gotta be down and out and wait and hope that it happens. There's no way that I can kind of do some good karma shit to get this stuff in my bank account.
Let her hear your pleas. Send up your prayers.
Yeah, alright. You got any info I could have?
Yes, I do. And he will, he'll immediately transfer, a couple of, pamphlets to your AR.
Well, I'll look into this, thanks. You come here often? Is this a good spot for you if I ever want to swing by again?
My son, if you find yourself truly in need, you will find all the allies in Mara you need.
Interesting. Well, boy, am I truly in need pretty often these days, so I guess I should find a lot of allies.
Go in peace.
Yeah, peace. I'm gonna walk off. I think with this new credits in my account, I'm gonna actually head for the garage.
I think that you would get to the garage about the same time as Lotus and Illex then at this point.
Hey, Ivo, what's up, man?
The weirdest shit just happened.
And?
Well, I couldn't even afford cab fare to go back and see Hannah. And then I met this guy in the park, and I can basically buy groceries for the week, so that's pretty cool.
Wait, you ran into one of the Ingramites?
How did you know?
Fuck, they give away free fucking money, dude! Where are they at? Are they still there?
No, he was packing up when I left, but that's what I was...
Why didn't you call me?
Well, I was gonna tell you. That's why I came here to see if you were here, because I thought, you know, we got this job we gotta do. You're desperate for money, but if you want quick cash, seems like a good way to go. These fucking Ingramites are just handing it out.
I get close to him, I put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm like, dude, if you see one of those guys again, let me know.
Well, it doesn't seem like the chances are great. There was a whole crowd of people there, and only like 3 people got money. But, yeah, I landed 100 credits. Just looked right at me. And I got the notification.
Well, thank Mara, man. Thank Mara.
Right.
I kind of punch him in the arm a little bit.
I don't know much about her, but he gave me some information. I was thinking, you know, just while we're down and out, I might look her up, see if I can find more of these locations where Ingramites are just handing out free shit.
Yeah, they kind of pop up all over the place. You never know when you're gonna see one. It's like a white whale, dude. Like, seriously. Look, and if I run into one, I'll let you know. So we gotta have that thing between us that we, yeah, both share the information, and you too, Lotus.
Seemed more like a white tuna, but $100 is $100.
The fuck is a white tuna? What?
All I know is it'll get you a lot of fucking money on the moon.
Well, yeah, shit, yeah, I guess. Fair enough. Yeah, don't worry, I'll let you guys know if I see any more of these crazy people.
Well, at least I know I can buy my pops some groceries for the week, because I wasn't sure what I was going to do there for a while. Are you guys covered? Are you guys good, or you need something?
Speaking of fucking pops, Lotus, his pops works for New You. Did you know that?
No, you never mentioned it.
So we got an in tomorrow morning, right? Breakfast?
Well, I mean, I'm picking something up from him in the morning. I think it's his old ID card. I don't know. I think he said he had to get a new one or some shit because he didn't look good enough in the photo. But Sketch should be able to do something with it and, like, at least get us in the building.
Okay, so I thought that we were gonna go to the cleaners, not the actual New U facility.
Yeah, we were gonna go to the cleaners to get uniforms.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, there were 2 parts to the thing that he said. Were you even paying attention in the bar there?
I just assumed.
He was thinking about jumping into bed already.
Meanwhile, how'd it go? And I like kind of motioned towards him to let us know. You still shacking up with Hannah, right?
What? No, she's just my neighbor. What?
Sure, man. Sure. I turn towards Lotus and roll my eyes.
Lotus just is like, not quite sneering, but he has that like, yeah, okay, buddy.
Hey, Illex, while I'm perusing this documentation for the Ingramites, I was just going to ask you, do you got any groups on CLC you know of to kind of track the whereabouts of these guys?
Like I said, man, there's people always looking for them, and there's groups with, ideas of where they might be, but most of the time it just comes up empty. People have been trying to work out with algorithms and stuff and try to take their best guess, but man, they just, it's random, man. Real random.
Yeah. This guy standing on his fucking soapbox, I asked him if this was like a spy he comes to, and he just gave me this cryptic answer about Mara comes to those in need or some bullshit like that, so that's disappointing. I was hoping they had some sort of schedule they followed that I could track, but I can't just wander around the city hoping to find one,
Yeah, it's like how they even determine who's in need. I'm in need. I never seen them. Lotus, you in need?
I don't know, I mean...
Yeah, you're in
These
need.
days, yeah.
He needs them. We never see him.
Sure felt weird, though, the fact that I've been living in this city all my life, and I've only encountered these groups a handful of times that I recall. And this one particular time, he looked right at me, and then I got this notification. It was real weird. You don't think?
What I think is that people who are in need go to see these psychos, so anyone who gets something from them are in need. They don't discriminate because you're in a shitty situation. You chose to listen to them because you're in a shitty situation, man. That's what rich people do, they fuck with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You're probably right there. Is that what your dad does?
No, he doesn't even bother to do that. He mostly just carves boats. I guess he's trying to catch that white tuna of yours.
I'm sorry. That just struck me as funny. Carves boats. He really carves boats?
Yeah.
Up here on the moon?
He mounts them on the wall.
Like that's some rich motherfucking shit right there. What a pretentious prick. No offense. I mean, I know he's your pop.
I have called him much worse, do not.
He's gonna sail his boats on the Sea of Tranquility or what?
Hey, you know how I know that Ivo got some? He's smiling right now. That's the first time I've seen him fucking smile in like a month.
We talked, alright? She mentioned this kind of cloning feature, some shit from my paw. That's why she called me over. You know, they're taking these guys' souls and, like, putting them in other bodies or some weird, creepy
What, are you not good enough? She wants two of you? Is that what it is? And I start punching Illex on the shoulder, like...
That's gotta be it. I mean, you know she ain't watching his crusty-ass dad for free. She's gotta be getting some end of the deal.
You know, she's a nice girl. I was skimming through this info, though. I don't know. There's not a lot of testing about it. But if I had the money, I might consider it. I don't know. There's no clear indication as to whether their mind is euthanized. Not euthanized. What's the word? It's youthful. Like, I was curious if he'd have, like, this strong body but still have his forgetfulness in his old mind where he doesn't even know, like, who I am sometimes. He thinks that my mom's still alive and shit. That'd be weird.
I mean, with enough money, you could select from a menu and pick and choose whatever stuff you want to keep, whatever stuff you want to throw away, man.
You know about that? That's how it works? You think they actually manipulate the mind?
I'm sure of it. I mean, shit. It's current year, man. It's current year.
That's messed up. Hey, we got a plan?
Well, yeah, the plan's to go and have Lotus there go and meet his pops tomorrow, and that'll get us our foot in the door there. Go see Sketch right after. He'll cook us up something. Then we go and start to execute the plan. Hopefully have it all wrapped up before the bridge game on Thursday.
So we're still doing that. We're still going to meet Gage at the bridge game.
Yeah, we're still in debt to him. What the fuck?
Kind of hoping we wouldn't have to do that anymore, but it makes sense. Yo, Jason.
Yeah, what do you need, man?
Just want to show a bit of thanks. I'm going to transfer a third of my earnings to his account, which won't do much, but at least he can buy gas or something, buy cab fare.
Hey, thanks, Ivo. I appreciate it, man. It's been a little tough around here lately.
Yeah, and I'll give like 15 creds to Lotus.
Thanks, man. I mean, hopefully we won't need it for too long, but I appreciate it.
I'm gonna help Jason a bit around the garage. You guys can hang if you want or whatever. But man, I hope this shit goes down better than the race did.
Don't worry. It'll go better than the race.
Yeah, I don't think Lotus is gonna wreck into his dad.
Actually, that could work too if we hit him hard enough. Like, I don't know, man.
All right, so Lotus, you have to take the train over many boroughs before you can finally get to where your father lives in this enormous palatial building. Like, it is one of the few places on all of Kepler that has bothered to pay all of the money so that they can have a lawn. And he has topiaries, and they are kept in shape. Like, he's got, flamingo topiaries and things like that in the front yard, and then everything is surrounded by this giant wrought iron gate that has these cameras. And you would know, since you have lived here before, that there are these laser turrets that come out of the brick pillars if anybody who is unwanted should try and trespass. And so when you make your way up to the gate, it immediately opens, and you hear a robotic voice say,
We've been expecting you, Andy.
As you approach, the front door also opens up, and it's a large, 10-foot tall wooden door, which the fact that your father loves making things out of lumber and having things made out of lumber in his house and just spends the money on that for no apparent reason has always been asinine to you, but it's especially so now that you're coming from Collis Hills, which is incredibly destitute to, just the incredible opulence that is your father's house. And you see the robotic butler that your father calls Lucinda come up, and she says,
Here, Andy.
And she presents you with this. It's about the size of a quarter, and it's got a few prongs, and it looks like it would connect with your AR slot if you wanted to put it onto your body, but otherwise you're positive that Sketch should be able to connect it to his computer in some way. And then she says,
Andy, Mr. Circa wanted me to let you know, do not fuck this up. Have a great day.
Hey, Lucinda, pass along a message for me to the old man. Tell him, even if I don't, I'll still be the disappointment that he always hated. Thanks, Lucy.
Absolutely.
I heel turn and walk out immediately. Flip out the cameras. I'm assuming he knows where most of them are, and he makes sure to flip off every single one on his way out.
Yeah, you have no problem doing that. You're well aware of the security of this building.
Perfect. Then I will go and meet up with Illex. I'll text Illex and let him know, got the disc, meet me at Sketches.
Alright, perfect.
Yep, and I'll text back, on my way there.
Alright, so you guys, I think that, Lotus, you would end up waiting for maybe 10 minutes outside of the mega building for Illex to show up, but not much longer than that. And once you guys get there, you head up the elevator and again go through the long hallway of vending machines shouting advertisements at you. And then eventually you get to Sketch's door, and you ring the doorbell, and it slides open, and you see Sketch's disheveled form, and he says, "Holy shit! You guys are back!
Yeah, when we put our minds to it. Yeah, we can really get shit done.
Yeah, and Lotus, yeah, like I was saying, most of these commercials I hate, but I gotta admit, I like that one with the puppy. Did you get that one coming up here? It kind of tugs at the heartstrings, I'm not gonna lie.
It's a fucking tearjerker, man. I don't like it. I don't like getting the puppy ad when I'm, like, doing my business, Like, shit.
Yeah, I get that, but man, like, Econolux is onto something.
Dude, they do put economy into luxury. Fuck. Sketch, look,
You guys are fucking weird.
Do you not like the puppy ad? It doesn't matter, whatever.
I don't give a fuck about clone puppies. So anyway, what do you got for me? Let's head up to my lair.
Yeah, can your mom bring up some of those delicious cheese puffs, too?
Hey, Mom! My friend wants some cheese puffs! And he'll lead you through the house and upstairs into his room, which, as we've described before, has, a bunch of very juvenile posters and various bands that are just kind of edgy and swear a lot, and you can tell that Sketch is mostly into things that he thinks might offend people. And he's kind of the worst. And then he'll sit down at his computer and he'll sweep off some cheese dust from the keyboard, and it's just holographic, so mostly he's just sweeping it off of the desk itself, but you see that it sort of obscures the hollow keyboard for a second, and he has to get out a microfiber cloth and clean off the lens real quick, and then eventually he's like, "Alright, so what you got for me?"
I will present the security card as though I'm, holding out a gambling chip to him. I'm like, I think this should be good enough for you.
He'll take it from you, and he will attach it to this small circular node off to the side of his computer, and you'll see some things boot up onto the computer for a second, and he goes, "Holy shit! This is fucking official stuff, man! This is fucking... Holy shit, where'd you get this?"
What, you thought I was just gonna bring you some second-rate trash, Sketch? Come on, man. Just because I don't know you that well doesn't mean you should just judge me.
Alright, let me make a fucking clone real quick, and he'll do a few commands into the keyboard, and you'll see a few things pop up onto the holo display, and then he'll go, "Alright, so where exactly do you need to get into New U at?"
We need an AR security code. Illex, what was it?
Yeah, I think it was the AR security code. It's on.
I'm assuming you need a security algorithm.
Yeah, algorithm.
Yeah.
It's on a little thumb drive or something, he said.
Well, I think we're putting it on a thumb drive. But I think it's on a computer, right? Probably. Sketch, yes.
It might be on a computer, but it might be on a thumb drive already, so I don't know. But either way, you're looking for it in there, which, knowing your stupid ideas of computers, you probably don't even know where to start looking, so I guess you're probably going to need to keep me on the line, so...
Oh, why didn't I think of that earlier? You could, coach us through it. That's brilliant.
We've always got our eyes in the sky, right, Illex? Your little drone thing? You can patch that straight to Sketch.
It's not a drone. It just floats here. Look, and I reach out and just let go of my phone, and it just sits there in the air.
That's a drone. Whatever. Look,
it is in the loosest sense of the term.
Listen, okay? I'm going to put a virus onto a thumb drive. You will go inside the building. You upload it. I'll find the documents, and we'll be all good.
Perfect. Oh, and we also need to get to something called, he pulls a little scrap of paper out of his pocket. Hominid incubation vessel. You know anything about those?
You'll see him do a quick search on the CLC, and he'll go, "The fuck is this? Some sort of, like, cloning thing?"
I don't know, probably not. Maybe.
You'll see him start typing, and he's going through, and you see him pull out a couple more of those little circular discs with the prongs that can go onto the port that you have on the back of your neck. And he'll put both of those onto two other nodes on the other side of his computer, and again, he'll get back to typing, and then eventually he'll pull both of those things off of the nodes, and he'll say, "All right, so you'll be able to just pass through the doors, but, you know, you won't throw up on anybody they are if they're going to try and identify you, so probably try not to get seen."
Oh, really? Because the first thing I was gonna do was try and get seen, honestly, but okay, good to know.
Nobody asked for sarcasm, stupid.
That's where I come in. I distract everybody with me trying to get a story in. I'm just gonna bother the fuck out of everybody, so you can do all the sneaky shit.
Makes sense. You're already bothering me.
I go and, like, kind of rub his shoulder a little bit.
And yeah, so he will hand you the thumb drive with the virus on it, and he will also hand you both of those tokens for getting past the security, and he will then see you out of the building.
If you're enjoying the show, we'd be so grateful if you'd spread the word. Whatever you can do to let people know we exist and you think we're worth a listen. All the content from Time to Die Podcast Network can be found by visiting timetodierpg.com. Find us on Twitter at timetodiерpg, on Reddit at r/timetodiерpg, on Instagram at timetodiерpg. Tim, the GM, is on Twitter at IdaGrabYourGun. Chris, who plays Illex, is at Chris Riley LCP. Eric, who plays Lotus, is at ES_pattycake. And I, Brian Bridges, the player of Ivo, am at ManlyBrian. We'll see you for the next chapter of Eclipse, Crater of Corruption. The plan is set and things are in motion. Want to hear how it turns out? Pledge to our private podcasts tier at patreon.com/timetodiерpg. Or if you don't like subscriptions, you can access the RSS feed with a one-time payment at ko-fi.com/timetodiерpg. Find Eclipse in the shop section. This will give you access to all 8 episodes as they release, or once they are released. And these links are in the description of this episode, or you can find them and more info at timetodiерpg.com and click on the Eclipse show. Thanks to everyone who has supported us thus far. Peace, y'all. Oh, I'm sure a mob boss will love to get into bed with a bunch. I gotta stop saying get into bed over and over and over and over.
Yeah, we were gonna talk to you about that.
One check, mind.
Once Ricky gets here, do not say that.
We're going to horny jail. Yeah, I'm sure
I
I
heard
love.
I heard they got pills for that. You know.
I took too many of them. That's the problem. I'm sure a mob boss wants to get in it together with. It's.
Man, these beers are working quick.
I only had one tonight.